So this is Samsung's Buds 2, and starting off the casing here, the white glossy finish to it, I'm not the biggest fan just because it picks up a lot of dust, so if you put it on a dusty area, it'll pick up dust a lot. But once you open them up, you get that green color, or you get that two-tone, so whatever color buds you get that color inside. And the hinge is actually really nice on here. The Buds 2 have improved from the Buds Pro. If you remember, I didn't like the Buds Pro hinge because they felt really cheap. It was sturdy, or it wasn't sturdy, I should say, and it just felt like it was always closing on me whenever I tried to open it up. And here, a lot better. A lot better. It's definitely improved, so it definitely is a lot sturdier, stiffer, doesn't wiggle, and it's really nice. I definitely like it a lot more. The Buds 2, though, they have an interesting design. So they're different from the regular Buds. They're different from the Buds Pro. Again, they're a one size fits, hopefully most. So, and the only thing you can change is the silicone tips. So they have like a bean design look to them. So when they're in your ears, look like little beans in your ears. But yeah, they feel lightweight. They're not super heavy. They're comfortable for the most part. If you're just using it for casual listening, they're gonna feel just fine in your ears. And the sealing from the silicone tips is okay for the most part. If the medium ones that come in pre-installed aren't the best or don't fit your ears that well, definitely try either the bigger ones or the smaller ones, and you'll get a little bit of a better feel, better noise cancellation as well without actually using that feature. But otherwise, I would say they're pretty comfortable for casual, just walking around or just sitting at a desk. But if you're going to use these for running, I wouldn't recommend these just because if you get sweat inside of them, even though they have like an IPX rating of like 2, I think, so not the highest, but if you do use them for running, again, if they get sweat in there, you're going to have an issue with them starting to like feel a little loose, and you have to like constantly put them in because they'll start to let a lot of noise come through and kind of ruin the experience of having noise cancellation from the buds. So getting into that feature, it's nice that you have that feature. For the price that you're paying, I would hope you have that feature. But yeah, it's okay. When you have it off compared to when you have it on, I wouldn't say it's the biggest difference, but it's still pretty neat to have it, and it's good to have it. And if you decide to turn it off, you're gonna get better battery life because of it on, you're definitely eating up some battery life. So getting back to when I said when I was running with them, if they would start to loosen up, I can hear the treadmill like a bitch. Like it just sounded like I didn't have it on pretty much. But just one time I was able to get a really nice fit, and it sounded like it wasn't even there. Like it, or I guess you could hear the stumps every once in a while, like the thumps of me running, but it wasn't that loud. But once it loosened up a little bit, it ruined it because it let the noise back in. But like I said, if you're using it for just casual listening, this is going to be pretty nice on the bus. Block out all those noises. It'll definitely work just fine for that kind of stuff. And you also have ambient sound, so if you want the ability to hear your surroundings, you can definitely do so using that feature. And you can toggle that on by using the touch sensitivity buttons on your buds. So holding it will switch it between the ambient sound or the noise canceling. You can also use it to skip tracks or pause the music. Now, these I hate and love at times. So if your hands are sweating or just wet, or you're sweating yourself, or if your wet shirt touches it or a hood touches it, it could cause either accidental touches or it would just not sense that you touch your buds, which can be pretty frustrating sometimes. But nonetheless, they're there and they're kind of useful, but also kind of annoying sometimes. So as far as sound quality, I'm honestly going to say it's pretty good. I wouldn't say they're as good as the Buds Pro. If anything, the Buds Pro is just a little bit bassier, but otherwise they sound pretty similar. They don't compare to the Sonys, and they're definitely a little bit better than the Pixel Buds. The Pixel Buds are just lack a little bit of bass and a little bit of like loudness to it. The Buds 2 are also not the loudest as well, but you can definitely raise the volume up and get that feeling of being in the music. You also have the ability to connect to stuff seamlessly. So now this is based on Samsung accounts. So if you have 2 Samsung devices, you can do it. But if you don't, yeah, you can't do it. So which sucks. So there's no true multi-point on here. It's just being able to switch between Samsung devices. So if you have a tablet and a phone, easily switch between those two. And then the ability to customize stuff on your app, there's not a ton you can do here. You can do some stuff like the equalizer, make the bass boosted better, or select different preferences and presets. But overall, it's not that much you can customize, which is okay. Just not much I really want to do. Battery life, I wouldn't say it's the greatest. After like a half hour of running with noise cancellation on, I lose like 20, maybe roughly 30% of battery life, which is actually a lot. So after 3 to 4 hours, I'm sure this will be pretty much dead with noise cancelling on. If you have that off, you'll probably get a little bit more battery life. You can also use one at a time. So if you want to use one and then switch to the other one after it dies, you can easily do that as well. And you also have wireless charging on here. So if you want to charge wirelessly, you can definitely do so. And you also have charging via USB-C. But battery life, I would say it's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's also not the worst. I think I've had worse before. But yeah, overall, the battery life is okay. Overall, then, would I recommend these? Honestly, yeah, why not? You're getting a decent amount of features. If you have a Samsung device, you're definitely going to enjoy it much more. Good sound quality, and honestly, you're getting overall good package here. Definitely better than the Buds Pro in my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.